Hey, fans, me Aaron for a comic show. This is my pal
Oral. Hi.
Oral here, maybe weekly Oral. What a treat! And this week,
More than you get.
This week is a smaller week, but next week is so freaking huge. It's insanity. I'm talking Batman 50, the wedding of Batman and Catwoman. I'm talking 3 more C's you need to remember: Catwoman #1, Captain America #1, and Cosmic Ghost Rider #1. That's next week. Get it. This week, we have the final part of Batman Prelude to the Wedding, Harley Quinn versus Joker. This is the crescendo of all the 5 parts. It really is Harley versus Joker, the entire thing. Harley turns the tables on him. You see things that are classic, Harley Joker stuff where Harley gets put in a death trap by a careless Joker. Well, she puts him in a death trap. And I enjoyed it. I like this issue.
And it's if you're not so much a Harley fan and you like Joker, this is actually a really good issue because it shows this relationship for what it is, this sort of like perpetual cat and mouse. And when you turn the tables, what that looks like. And is it all that? Is it a bag of chips?
I don't know. You know how they say there's 3 Jokers?
Uh-huh.
It seems like there's 3 Harleys. There's like the anime classic Harley, there's this Harley from her series, and there's Suicide Squad Harley. I think this is the Harley from her regular series.
Okay.
So moving on. And hopefully it'll be the Harley that's going to be in that Heroes in Crisis coming out.
Oh, true.
Teen Titans Special #1. Glass is taking over this book, Adam Glass. It's going to continue with the numbering the next issue, but this is a special to show what the new lineup is, what the new team mission is, and it was pretty good.
Yeah.
It's spinning out of No Justice. They're no longer commissioned or even supported by the Justice League in any way. They're actually outlaws. So it's kind of like, instead of Red Hood and the Outlaws, it's Damian and the Outlaws.
Yeah, and what's cool is that each of these characters that we all know gets humanized in a different way because they're going up against their legacy, their legacies. So, Damian has issues the way Batman operates. He sees flaws within Gotham that Batman never sees. And each of those characters has like a similar situation, and they're just taking on the establishment, which is the Justice League.
And the 3 new characters joining the team do not join this issue. They join next issue. So do not be fooled if that's what you're into. You want to buy multiple copies because it's the first appearance of Lobo's daughter, Just a Little Crush or whatever her name is. She's next issue. So, and moving on, real quick, Flash War. Loving this. Loving how it's bringing back pre-Flashpoint continuity, and I cannot wait for the finale of Flash War 50.
We've got the Sentry #1 by Jeff Lemire. It's a miniseries. If you like Jeff Lemire, if you've missed the Sentry, because everybody knows like he's been dead, he's been not dead. He recently came back in Cates' run of Doctor Strange.
Right.
And so like I've been personally looking forward to this because while I can take or leave the Sentry, I really love Jeff Lemire's take on really sad, tragic characters.
And Jeff Lemire gives him what I think is kind of the Black Hammer treatment, in which there's a not a farm, but a universe where he can be put out to pasture, not cause any harm. Similar like the farm that my parents took my dog to when my sister was born. There wasn't a farm. It was probably the pound.
Oh.
All right. Multiple Man.
Man.
It's your weird friend's favorite X-Men. I mean, seriously. This book is respectful to Peter David's run. If you liked X Factor, Peter David's run, this, you'll notice, does not have the M tattoo. That happened. That character died in, whatever the hell that was, X-Men and Humans, whatever. Like, oh, look, we could have a whole mountain of dead bodies of the same character. That'll look badass. I love Multiple Man. This guy, Rosenberg, loves Multiple Man. He also wrote Phoenix Resurrection. So this is an up-and-coming, one of Marvel's A-listers now on Multiple Man.
And if you like really weird, peculiar stories, kind of like Ecstatics, this gives me that sort of echo of Ecstatics. And not in like a...
It's wild, it's wacky, but it's... hardcore at the same time.
Exactly. It's not a carbon copy. It's something new and dynamic.
It's dark humor too, which I love.
Wakanda Forever. If you've been waiting for a Dora Milaje book, this is it. If you want a team-up book, this is it, because every issue is a new team-up with the breakout characters from Black Panther. I think it's cool. I've noticed some like Easter eggs and jokes in it. And you know what? I do want like a Wakandan Jamaican fusion restaurant because that seems like it would be bee's knees.
Yeah, and Spider-Man would eat there.
And Spider-Man would eat there.
Yes.
Black Panther #2, action-packed issue. If you've ever kind of had issues with Black Panther and Ta-Nehisi Coates' run not being so action-packed, being a little slower paced, this throws all of that out the airlock. Pardon the pun, I'm sorry, it's the only time I'm ever gonna get to use it. It is gorgeous. It is so energetic, so fast-paced. You don't really get much of the mystery. You get that towards the end of like what this kind of universe is built on and like who the big bad is.
But you get a lot of action.
Yeah.
So it's kind of one or the other.
Exactly. And that's fine because sometimes you can pump the brakes by going full throttle.
Yes.
Okay.
Donny
Venom
Cates.
3. Donny Cates still killing it on every book he ever touches.
And Miles Morales is a character that's up for grabs for a cameo or crossover, team up, whatever. When he first showed up last issue, that's him right there. When he first showed up last issue, I was like, okay. I mean, they both kind of have blackish costumes. Then I forgot that Miles has Venom blasts. And this was an action-packed, awesome issue. I guess it's the first appearance of that villain. I'm not even going to name the villain because I don't want to spoil stuff for people, but it was all-out, batshit crazy Venom action that we've been given from Cates since issue 1. Speaking of Cates.
Thanos.
Thanos wins.
It's the volume you've all been waiting for. If you drag your feet and like, oh, I'll pick that up and trade. Well, here it is. Pick it up.
There's a couple things here. One, it's one and done. It's one and done, and it was selling so well, Cates could have kept going, but he didn't because he told a full, succinct, badass story that if you were like, oh, maybe I'll read Infinity War, don't do it. Maybe I read Infinity Gauntlet, maybe if you're feeling nostalgic. But if you want badass Thanos winning, this is your book. It has all the sensibilities of the 90s, but all the grown-up, respectable writing style of today.
Yes. And if you want the best and only jumping off point for Cosmic Ghost Rider that comes out next week, this is the book to pick up. Don't stow it in your folder.
The best iteration of Ghost Rider ever.
Pick it up now.
Yes.
Pick it up now.
And everyone will get these free Marvel previews, which includes Infinity Wars. And Infinity Wars, between the two, is a Thanos one-shot by Cates that bridges Thanos here to Infinity Wars. So you get a one-shot from Cates. He's coming back for, picture it as an encore. Moving on.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 25-year anniversary special. It's been 25 years, which makes sense because I'm old. But if you've ever liked Power Rangers, if you've watched any iteration of Power Rangers, do yourself a favor, pick it up. Like, I don't believe
what
that.
You need.
Yeah.
For your 25-year morphine addiction. Yes.
I don't believe that there is any diehard Power Rangers fan that isn't reading this Power Rangers comic book. I don't know what you're doing with your life. You can't even really call yourself a real fan because they're giving you everything you've ever wanted in any iteration.
Even some of the
that.
actors are endorsing it.
Yeah.
And they don't have to give a shit.
Wait a minute, so you can say that? But I can't. You know what, Oral? Just let it go.
All right.
We'll talk about it post-show. Anyway,
all new stories, great stuff. And Neil Gaiman, it's a hardcover. It's Raphael Albuquerque. I forgot, like, where the hell has he been lately?
Apparently,
he's done a lot of my favorite indie stuff. Working on this with Neil freaking Gaiman, A Study in Emerald. Here's the pitch. It is Sherlock Holmes versus Lovecraft's Cthulhu. Seriously, bizarre murder, cosmic horror. This is what it is by the creator of Sandman American Gods. I can't get any better than that.
Okay.
And finally, we tell you when Saga's out.
Woo.
This issue had so much badass shit, jaw-dropping shit happening.
Woo.
It was insanity. We're not going to spoil any of it, but after reading this, I really needed a hug from my my new Goose plush. And it's out, 25 bucks, nice affordable price, nice size, out today in finer comic shops everywhere. Thanks, guys. Join us next week for midnight release. So that would be July 3rd for July 4th comics that include Batman's Wedding, Batman 50.
And for those of you who can't count, that means Tuesday night show up for Wednesday's
Before
books.
you go to bed on Tuesday. Yes. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Later.